countries. Enough is enough. The line in the sand has been drawn. We're being replaced no longer.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, UK Immigration. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about nationwide protest. Thousands demand restoration of national identity. In a powerful display of collective dissent, thousands of citizens across the country have taken to the streets, voicing their demands for the restoration of what they believe to be their nation's core values and identity. The rally, which saw unprecedented turnout, underscores a growing sentiment of discontent among the populace, calling for significant changes to reclaim the nation's fundamental principles. If you are interested in this, to get all the information, pay attention and watch the video through to the end. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. In a dramatic demonstration of political discontent, thousands of people gathered in central London to rally behind far-right activist Tommy Robinson, who is now facing potential jail time due to a highly controversial event. The central piece of this demonstration was the screening of a nearly 2-hour film titled Silenced, which delves into Robinson's legal battle with Jamal Hejazi, a Syrian schoolboy. This event, projected on large screens in Trafalgar Square, has ignited intense legal and public controversy, reflecting the deepening divisions within British society. The rally, organized by Robinson, attracted an estimated 9,000 to 10,000 supporters who marched through central London to Trafalgar Square. Robinson, whose real name is Stephen Yaxley Lennon, has long been a polarizing figure known for his hardline views and outspoken criticism of immigration and Islam. He billed this rally as the most significant day of his life and of his supporters, emphasizing that it would be a turning point where the world would finally listen to their grievances. A day of division. The event was marked by a stark contrast between two opposing rallies. Robinson's supporters were vocal and visible, chanting slogans such as "We want our country back" and waving Union Jack flags. The atmosphere was charged with a mix of patriotism and frustration, with many attendees expressing disillusionment with the current state of governance. Some supporters voiced their anger at what they perceived as a lack of genuine representation and meaningful change from elected officials. "We're fed up with the way we're being governed," one protester remarked. "It feels like no matter who comes into power, the agenda remains the same, and the people have no real voice. This protest is our way of speaking out and demanding change." While Robinson's rally was predominantly peaceful, with no major incidents reported by the police, the nature of some chants and the presence of offensive anti-Muslim rhetoric drew criticism. This aspect of the protest underscored the controversial and divisive nature of Robinson's platform. The counter-protest. In contrast, the counter-protest organized by the group Stand Up to Racism, alongside Jeremy Corbyn's Peace and Justice Project and supported by the Trades Union Congress and various trade unions, was smaller in scale but equally fervent. The counter-demonstration, which marched from Russell Square to Whitehall, focused on themes of anti-racism, inclusivity, and solidarity. Supporters carried banners with slogans like "No to Racism" and "No to Hatred," aiming to counter the far-right rhetoric of Robinson's event. Despite efforts to keep the two groups apart, tensions flared. Violence erupted when two men were arrested on suspicion of grievous bodily harm following an attack on a counter-protester. The victim, who sustained a head injury, was treated by officers before being transported to the hospital. This incident highlighted the underlying volatility and potential for conflict when opposing ideological groups converge in such a charged environment. The film and legal controversy. The film Silenced, at the heart of the controversy, features Robinson's ongoing legal disputes with Jamal Hejazi. Robinson is accused of contempt of court for both producing and screening the film, which allegedly repeats defamatory claims about Hejazi. In 2021, Robinson was ordered to pay Hejazi £100,000 for previous defamatory statements. The film's allegations that Hejazi was involved in inappropriate behavior at his school have been condemned by critics as false and inflammatory. Nick Lowles, director of the anti-extremism organization Hope Not Hate, has labeled the film as hateful and libelous, criticizing Robinson for blatantly disregarding court orders and the potential legal repercussions. Hejazi's lawyer, Mohammed Akunji, has indicated that further legal action might be pursued, despite Robinson's financial difficulties. Police response and public reaction. The Metropolitan Police deployed around 1,000 officers to manage the large crowds and maintain order during the protests. They established a barrier to separate Robinson's supporters from the counter-protesters, aiming to prevent direct confrontations. However, the police faced criticism for their response during the film screening. A spokesperson for the force explained that they were unaware of the film's content prior to the event and do not have the authority to compel organizers to disclose details in advance. The police have stated they will review the incident to determine if any further action is required. Robinson's rally was described by some participants as a necessary expression of their frustrations and a call for political change. However, the rally's portrayal and the film's content have drawn significant criticism, raising questions about the role of public demonstrations in addressing complex social and legal issues. A divided day. As the day wore on, some protesters appeared intoxicated and clashed with police, adding to the day's tensions. Robinson's supporters continued to cheer as the film concluded, and Robinson himself addressed the crowd. Framing the legal proceedings against him as a test of truth, he claimed that his potential imprisonment would serve to highlight his message and the perceived injustices he argues against. Meanwhile, the counter-protest continued with a focus on solidarity and opposition to fascism. Placards supported various causes, including trans rights and Palestinian solidarity. The day's events coincided with a Trans Pride event, which further intensified the atmosphere in central London. In summary, the day's protests underscored the deep divisions within British society, reflecting broader debates over national identity, immigration, and political representation. The events in Trafalgar Square and Whitehall serve as a microcosm of the contentious and polarized climate in which these issues are being contested. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining how these demonstrations impact public discourse and the political landscape in the UK. As the sun sets on this historic demonstration, the echoes of the rally's fervent demands linger, reflecting the deep-seated yearning for change and a return to perceived national ideals. The future of the country now hinges on how its leaders address these calls and whether the movement's momentum can translate into meaningful reform. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining the impact of this unprecedented show of solidarity and its potential to shape the nation's trajectory. That is all for today. In this video, what are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later, in the next video. Till then, take care.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel UK Immigration. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about nationwide protest. Thousands demand restoration of national identity. In central London, a massive protest led by far-right activist Tommy Robinson drew thousands of Trafalgar Square, igniting significant controversy and division. The rally was centered around the screening of Robinson's film Silence, which chronicles his legal disputes with Jamal Hejazi, a Syrian schoolboy. Robinson, who faces potential jail time for contempt of court, has been criticized for defying a court order. The film, which includes allegations that Hejazi mistreated girls at his school, has been condemned as hateful and libelous. Robinson's supporters, numbering around 9,000 to 10,000, marched through central London, chanting slogans like "We want our country back" and waving Union Jack flags. The atmosphere was charged with a mix of patriotism and frustration, with many participants expressing dissatisfaction with current governance and perceived lack of representation. In contrast, a counter-protest organized by Stand Up to Racism and other groups marched from Trafalgar Square to Whitehall. This demonstration, although smaller, focused on themes of anti-racism and solidarity, carrying banners that read "No to Racism" and "No to Hatred." The Metropolitan Police deployed around 1,000 officers to manage the large crowds and separate the opposing groups. Despite efforts to prevent direct confrontations, some clashes and incidents of intoxication among protesters occurred. Robinson's rally was described as a pivotal moment for his supporters, who viewed it as a chance to voice their frustrations and challenge what they see as a failure of the political system. The day's events highlighted deep divisions within British society regarding national identity and immigration, with the protests and counter-protests reflecting broader debates on these contentious issues. The impact of these demonstrations on public discourse and the political landscape remains to be seen.